How's it going? I'm Ryan, and today I'm going to go over the three trades I took on NQ. Really, it was one trade with a couple re-entries. Um, could have followed my rules a little bit better today. We ended up with a win, up about $178 on the day, but could have made quite a bit more, about double that, had I followed my rules a little bit more closely. So I'm going to go over those trades in just a second. But before I do that, I want to just go over what I was watching coming into the day. So pull up the 15-minute chart, and then I'll just back out. 15-minute chart, we're looking at green and red levels are the high and the low of yesterday. Coming into the pre-market, we had CPI data come out. You see this massive gap down. So we are opening up somewhere down here. We had that gap at 21,700. Coming into the morning, and these were levels that I had already drawn. So these are pre-existing levels. We have 21,533 or 34, 21,580 we'll call it, 21,650, 21,690, 21,760, and 21,779, and then right where price ended up at 21,865. So coming into the day, what was I watching? Well, obviously looking at price action here, we had made this big gap down. I figured that we were going to get some sort of bounce because we had that gap. Gaps like to get filled. And coming into the open, we were looking like we had found a bottom here, right? We're kind of rounding out. We have those long lower wicks. We have this hammer forming right at a level of potential support. And then I also want to show this. This is the 15-minute volume for these candles, and I guess I should have them up side by side so we can really compare them. But on the 15-minute, we formed that hammer as well. We have that hammer on the 15-minute, I mean to say. And then you can see what the volume's doing, right? We had a ton of volume up here on that sell-off, and we created essentially like a void where there's really no volume from the pre-market. Obviously, if we look back, if we go back for far enough, you could find some in that price range, but we had gapped down, creating this very low volume area essentially once we broke above 21,578. So come down, looks like we're holding it on the 15-minute, right? Printing a hammer. We look at the volume profile. We see that the majority of the volume is underneath, underneath the close of that candle, indicating to me that price here and here both tried to come down, failed to close lower, pressed up and closed at or above this level that I would expect to act as support. And then you can see what the volume profile is doing, right? It's indicating that if this was selling volume down here, you'd expect that candle to potentially close lower. However, it did not. Even on this candle here, we have a pretty low point of control on that candle. And then this one kind of matching as well. So to me, it looks like we were going to bounce coming into the open. Now we get an open, we rally all the way up to this 690 or 700. I guess I should refer to the 21,700 because that's the gap fill, and we just rejected off that. So that was really nice, right? We got a big move. The first thing that I was watching was a break above 580, break above and a retest and continuation. We kind of got that immediately out of the gate. So I didn't take that. It was really soon after the market opened, and I wasn't quite ready to take that. So let's pull it up on the 1 minute. I just want to show market open. So here we have it, right? We come up, we get a pretty good break on volume. Then we test it once, kind of test it twice, and go from there. So it happened really quick. It happened really quick on this, within this 5-minute candle. I wasn't really looking to take that. I usually wait for a 5-minute candle close for confirmation. So that happened really quickly, but that was a nice little break out of this zone, and a big reason why that I believe why that happened is this is the 5-minute chart. Just kind of bear with me because it is a little hard to read, but what do we have, right? We have this big gap down. Like I said, we have like no volume in here, essentially no volume. that tells me there's not a lot of orders in here. Where do we have the most volume? In this whole candle, the most volume happened up around 21,762, which also kind of happens to coincide with a level that I had at 21,760. So this seems like an area of liquidity, meaning that what do we have? We have a gap down on pretty low volume. We have a collection or cluster of volume down here. We have obvious resistance here. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a break above this, and then the path to 760 should be pretty clear. Like I said, there's nothing in here stopping price. Once it breaks out to the upside, if it shows strength to the upside, it doesn't take a lot of momentum to carry that higher. So we get the breakout, we get the retest, it moves higher, it closes that gap. I didn't get into any of that. I was trying to be pretty patient. The rejection off the gap fill and the fact that I had that 21,690 level there, and you can see that price closed below that and then retested that 21,690 pretty perfectly before pulling back. That would have been a really nice trade. I don't know why I didn't take it. Even on the 1 minute, it's looking really nice. On the 1 minute, it couldn't close above that 690. Testing both those levels and kind of close a little lower, so that's really nice. Oh yeah, okay. No, the reason why I wasn't interested in taking this is because we had news at 10. Jerome Powell was speaking at 10. Yeah, that's why I didn't even enter this, because I wasn't looking to take a short at this level, because I ultimately thought the price was going to go to 760. That was my kind of goal, or my target. I thought that if we broke out of this little range down here, that's ultimately where price would end up, which it did. We'll talk about that in a second. So I didn't really want to short this strength that I was seeing and that I was predicting would happen. But also, yeah, we had news at 10. So we kind of got confirmation on the 5 minute right here at 950, which meant that I would have been entering around 955. Or I guess the close of this, which would be 955. I didn't want to enter 5 minutes before Jerome Powell spoke to Congress, so wasn't looking to enter a trade there, but it did work out absolutely beautifully. Pulled right back to 580. I was considering entering a long here, and I was audibly upset in the live stream when I didn't, because we pull back, we hit that 580 pretty much perfect, and then just rip off there, make a 100-point move. Over a 100-point move. We make a 100-point move in the first like 5 minutes, right? From 580 up to 675, and then continue even higher. The trade that I did take, it's getting a little long-winded, but the trade that I did take was right in here. So we had made a move higher. What did I see? Once again, like I said, we have volume in here. We get a breakout, it moves higher. We pull back, we hold this, we look bullish again, we're looking good to the upside. We have some volume here. I figure if we can break above that, we're going to hit that 760. So this is the trade that I took. I didn't wait for the 5 minute close, and this is something that I could have done better, but I took it on this hammer candle here. So we had closed on the 1 minute above the high a day, the previous high a day. We had increasing volume on that breakout on the 1 minute, and then we came down and we retested these levels, as well as, if I look at the volume profile, you can see that the point of control was kind of right at that gap close, and price was testing that and holding that level, so I entered, and then we broke out immediately after, came up, hit my first take profit. I put my second take profit at 760. And my runner, I put my entry to stop, I put my stop loss to break even, which was somewhere around in here, just a level under 700. And price pulled back and stopped me out for break even on my runner. Now, I tried to enter again. I entered 2 contracts again because my runner got stopped out, but I saw that it looked like we were holding, and I wanted to capture that move up to 760. I was really convinced that we were going to get that. So I entered long 2 contracts. I sized down. I just wanted to see a move up to the upside so I could capture that move. I was very convinced it was going to happen. I entered somewhere in here, I think like 705. And then this pullback down here actually stopped me out just barely by like 1 or 2 points. So once again, I did not wait for that 5-minute candle to close, and that was against my rules. The real entry would have been right here, or after, I suppose, right in here. Once we got the break above on the 5-minute, we got the retest and hold on the 5-minute, and then you look at the volume profile, it's just sitting right at that area that we'd expect to act as support now that we broke out and are retesting it, which tells me that there's a lot of volume coming in right here. We're not selling off below that level. In fact, we're holding it, which tells me that the buying is strong. That also tells me that, if the buying is strong here, what's the most logical target? That we move back up to 760 because that's where liquidity is and there's nothing in between. So everything was kind of aligning. I just wasn't patient enough. So I re-entered, got stopped out for a small loss on 2 contracts. And then I entered again on a single contract and just set my stop to break even because I didn't want to take any more losses. I was just wanting to preserve the win that I already had. And it stopped me out. This little pullback stopped me out on break even. So I entered somewhere in here. And then it stopped me out at break even and then consequently went right up and hit my target. So how could I improve this? I had the right idea. I really did. I actually think this breakout and retest right here and then continuation to 760 according to what I'm looking for is probably the clearest and most easy, best trade that I possibly could have taken on the day. I just had to be a little bit more patient. My stop on the 2 contracts that I took here would have been the entry that I should have taken. I shouldn't have taken any trade until this candle here, taken my 5 contracts, hit my 30-point first profit target, put my runner 760. That would have hit. Bingo, bango, bongo, right? Yeah, so I had the right idea. I was just a little impatient. So just continuing to kind of refine that, and we'll get there. Would have had twice the win that I had. Still a decent day. Not mad about it at all. I'm pretty happy, but I realized that there is room for improvement. I'm seeing things, and I just need to believe and follow the process because we're getting there. Accounts up 1,124 with 40 cents, so just a little under halfway to the first payout, and we're feeling good about that. We're feeling real good. Yeah, I mean, look at this chart, man. It's beautiful, is it not? Like, I feel like these levels, I feel like I'm seeing things, seeing them, using these volume-based levels, identifying liquidity or areas of very low liquidity that price will move through. I think there's a lot of potential, right? Just look. We got a level here, we hold that as support. We got a level here, it's resistance. We break out, retest, go up to this level. That was pretty obvious. It was just a gap fill, but still that 690 played a pretty crucial role as well. Broke all the way back, pulled down to this level, came up, broke, retested that 690, went higher, hit that 760, pulled back, held a little bit. Then once we broke it, we dropped down to this next level, formed a hammer. This would have been an absolute god tier entry long here. Formed a hammer, enter long, moves all the way up to the next level, right? Pulls back to this level, kind of chops around, makes its way up to this next level. So I feel like I am on the cusp, right? Obviously, I've been profitable lately. I'm no means perfect. I've been making mistakes along this process, but no mistake bad enough to wreck my account, right? The fact that my account is growing tells me that even with the mistakes I've made, like I still haven't hit a perfect trade yet. And I'm just waiting for that perfect trade where I get the right entry, doesn't even have drawdown, hits my target, hits my runner. A lot of my trades this week have been trades where my profit target is hit, my first target, and then my runner gets stopped out at break even or a small gain. I've yet to have kind of that full-sized win where my first target gets hit and then my runner target gets hit as well. So yet to have like a truly just perfect setup, perfect trade, and that's on me. So that's an area that I can improve, but it is comforting or at least reassuring that price is respecting these levels. I'm kind of, I was calling out pretty early in the day once I saw the strength. I said, we're going to 760. And we did. We ended up making it even higher in the after hours. I guess not even after hours. This is the end of the day. So yeah, we ended up even making it higher, reclaiming that entire drop. But I felt that we could at least hit 760. That was kind of my target. And I could do a lot better, right? I'm talking about entering long here and claiming that like 60 points. That's a great trade, but there's also potential for something like this, right? Entering down here around 580 and looking at 180 points. That's a lot different. So there's a lot of room for growth, and I feel like I'm just kind of really starting to come into this. Really trading around volume, using volume profiles, using volume-based levels, using volume-based confirmation in addition to candlesticks. So using price action, using that volume on the 5 minute, 1 minute, etc., but also using the volume at price over here as well to really confirm things. Yeah, we're getting there. I feel good. I don't feel satisfied because, like I said, I've yet to take a trade that I felt like I truly executed perfectly. I think that might be really the only thing. Like obviously I'm happy I'm winning. I'm happy my account's growing. I'm doing some things right, but I feel like I've yet to put it all together. And once I do, that could be a pretty special moment. So that's all I got. Thank you for watching. I do trade live on this account Monday through Friday. I'm streaming live, live trading in queue. If you want to stop by, we'd be happy to have you. That's all I got. Hope you have a great day. Peace.